Hello, I'm Dr. Cheryl Chavers, Domestic Violence Specialist with the Newport News Police Department. As Domestic Violence Specialist, part of my job is to bring awareness to domestic violence. Domestic violence is an issue that plagues all facets of society, and it's really important that we talk about this issue. And so during the month of October, which is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Newport News Police Department Domestic Violence Team will be facilitating interviews with individuals who have been impacted by domestic violence. We're talking about advocates, we're talking about survivors of domestic violence, even officers and their experience of responding to domestic-related calls for service. And so it's my hope that bringing awareness to this issue will let people know that there is hope and that there is help. And hopefully we will be able to save lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Hi, I just want to say thank you so very much for joining us. Tell us your name and just a little bit about you.
My name is Monica, and I am an educator.
Thank you so very much, Monica, for being here, and thank you for being an educator and for helping people to learn for generations to come, so we appreciate your service. The month of October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Why do you think this month of awareness is so important?
I think victims and survivors need to remember where they once were so that they can appreciate where they are now. And I think the family members of victims that didn't survive also need to remember and celebrate a life that once was. And I think the community needs to hear the stories and get inspired and do what they can to help.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, it's true. We do want the community to be able to help those who are experiencing domestic violence know that there is hope and that there is help for them. So it's my understanding that domestic violence has touched your life in a very tragic way. Please feel free to share with us, how has domestic violence impacted you?
My sister was a victim of domestic violence, and she lost her life at the hands of her husband the first time he ever hit her. And so I think it's important that victims realize that if they have an opportunity to leave, they need to see it as an opportunity, because not everybody gets that chance. 20 years after my sister has died, I can say that time really doesn't heal. That's all it does, is afford you the opportunity to learn to live with it.
Thank you for sharing about your sister, and I'm sorry that she has passed away from domestic violence, but how brave of you to come forward at this time and to share her story. And truly, it is, if a victim is afforded the opportunity to leave, we want to make sure that in the community there are resources to be able to help them. So share with us a little bit, when we're talking about resources, there's the Community Coalition Against Domestic Violence that you have joined. Tell us a little bit about that and why you felt the need to join the coalition.
So the coalition meets once a month, and I don't believe it's one person's responsibility or capability of advancing a cause forward. I think it takes a whole bunch of people that all come together with their unique abilities, their unique talents, and together doing each their own part creates a change. It's how the world moves forward. So it's not my responsibility to stop domestic violence. It's just my responsibility to do a small part. And attending the monthly meetings at the coalition is how I fulfill that obligation. And what ends up happening is I have met some of the most inspiring, bravest, strongest women I have ever met. And I leave with so much more than I feel I gave. And I look forward to the meetings every month.
That's awesome. Thank you so very much for being there at the Community Coalition Against Domestic Violence. And at every meeting, we ask people to, for the next 30 days, share what are you going to do to bring awareness to this issue, and what are you going to do to promote domestic violence awareness. So I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing the story of your sister. And we do hope that people out there who may be experiencing it know that there are resources, that there is hope and help to save a life from domestic violence. So thank you so very much for being here.
You're welcome.